Botswana's vegetable import policy is making waves again. The government's decision to gradually lift the vegetable import ban has sparked a heated debate, with local farmers and officials clashing over its potential impact. Why are farmers calling this move a betrayal, and what does this mean for Botswana's agriculture and economy? Stick around to find out. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SnapFlash for the latest updates on this and other hot topics shaping Botswana. Botswana's farmers are not holding back. Many invested heavily to ramp up local vegetable production during the import ban and are now calling the government's decision to lift restrictions premature. Their main concerns? Unpaid loans taken to meet demand during the ban, unfair competition from South Africa's advanced agricultural systems, quality concerns over imported vegetables, some of which include genetically modified organisms, GMOs. The farmers are demanding a meeting with the Assistant Minister of Lands and Agriculture to address these issues. They argue that instead of opening the floodgates for imports, the government should regulate local prices to tackle the rising costs of produce. Permanent Secretary of Agriculture Kabelo Ebeneng stepped forward to defend the policy, stating that it balances food security and the need for consumer affordability.
Tota matshwenyo ga balemi ba rui ga re ka kera re buile le molemirui mongwe le mongwe mme balemi ba rui kampo bao ba eleng gore ba ka tswa ba beeleditse mo lehapheng la temothuo ra utlwile ka gore go na le Botswana Horticultural Council go na le Farmers Association mme tota le gone ka ga puso go ntse go lebilwe ka nako tse e leng gore go dulwe ka yone letsema Horticultural market jaanong go kaile gore re tla bo re ntse re tsweletse ka go buisana re be re bona gore ga go le banye a go lebilwe go ka tswa go lebilwe tumelano ya SACU le sepe re ka dirisang se e leng gore se ka kgona gore se re sireletse rona re le Batswana e le di-industry tse dipotlana kampo re le lehatse mo gore re ka kgona go itirela dijo tsa rona yaanong se se kaiwang gape gore sepegela se e leng gore ra go se dira sa go itebaganya le tse mme re tlile go tswelela ka go rotloetsa gone gore rona ka kwano a re tsweleleng ka go lema gore se ke se kang gore ga gona tsela e peleng gore puso e ka lathelela thulaganyo ya gore re tshwane gore re itirele dijo tsa rona kana puso e ka lathelela gore bao ba setseng ba tsene mo thulaganyong ya temothuo ba na le dithoto ba adimile madi ba ntsha dijo ba ka sala hela ba le mo legweleleng ke sone se e leng gore molaetsa o ne o tswa gore go na le tse dingwe tse e leng gore gongwe ga rena tsone gompieno mme ga re sena tsone gompieno a re simololeng ka gore tseo di ka tsena mme tse di leng teng a re tsweleleng re ntse re buisana ga e leng gore go na le lethoko re tla bona gore re thiba jang mme hela se se tona ke gore batho kampo moragi o tshwanela ke gore o itse gore se e leng gore ra go se dira ke se e leng gore se tabo se lebile di-interest tsa Botswana kana tsa Batswana di se beile ko pele mme di-interest tse tsa Batswana ka ga e leng gore gongwe go tla bo go bua le ba re batlileng le bone ka teng di setse go na le thulaganyo yone ya SACU kana ke ya African Continental Free Trade Agreement e leng gore e tla re kaela rona so hela se nka se ba so hetsa gore rona re le lephata re dile go tswella re ntse re buisanya le bone re bona gore se e leng gore se ka kgonega ke eng le ba ba konte ba re buang le bone gore re bone gore re ka kgona eng re dirisana le mahatsi.
He promised increased stakeholder engagement to address concerns, especially ensuring that imported produce meets quality standards. But is this enough to appease the farmers? Many think not. SnapFlash recently conducted a poll to gauge public opinion, and here's what we found. 42% of respondents feel the policy strikes a balance between consumer and farmer needs. 21% believe it's a solution to food shortages. 19% argue it favors imports over locals. 18% say it's too soon to judge. Clearly, opinions are as divided as ever.
Ardumeleng bagaetso ardumeleng ka leina la morena Jesu Kriste o itse re ne ke le ha ke re ke a kgaela ka khanya vegetable ban mo Botswana vegetable ban mo Botswana e dirilweng ke puso ya Domkaraga ke re idea yo e ne se idea ente tota ya gore di vegetable be di ne di emisitswe mo lehatsheng la Botswana ka gore go ga teng go ne go sologela di-farmera mosola ke bone ba neng ba dira madi ke bone ba neng ba berekelwa ke gore ebe di-fruit le di-vegetable di benne mo lehatsheng la Botswana jaaka bo tapole le tamati tse e le gore gone yana tapole ya tura le tamati ya tura so go ga teng ne go berekela di-farmera but rona re le setšhaba ne go sa re berekele ka gore nne go turisa dithwato yaanong puso e rata batho e ka seke bene di-vegetable e bata gore go benefite di-farmera tse e le gore still ya bentse le bone matona a puso e ntse le one mapalamente le bahumi ba Botswana so be ba ikhumisa ka dio tsa teng gore be ba ne ba benne di-vegetable ne ba ikhumisa ka gore ke bona ba nang le di-farm rona a rena di-farm so yaanong scheme se se ka irwang ke gore o bone gore o ka empowera di-farmera yang gore maybe puso e ka neela di-farmera madi e ba supporta e seng gore e be batla go ba thusa at the expense of the masses so this vegetable ban must be revoked e tshwana le dikgomo tse tsa America tshwanetse gore di rekisiwe ga dina mosola ka gore nne ntse le bone ba ithekela dikgomo tse ka corruption ba dirisa di tsompele tsa puso e ba reka dikgomo tse le gore di ne di goela dikgomo tsa bone ke manyane average Motswana le gore kgomo a gagwe e go etswe ke dikgomo tse neng di rekiwa kwa America ene ga go kwa reka dikgomo tsa bo America tse le gore di bata madi a mantsi and gore di thokomelwe so ke buile dio tse le kana kwa puso wa demokragane ntse ke bua dio tse ka gore ke motho ke dumanana yo ke side le boamaru so ba getso a di vegetable di busiwe in fact the puso ya UDC rile hela e tsena ko nteng sengwe sa nta se nka be se dirile nele go cancela mola wa gore di fruit is ka tsa rekiwa le di vegetable ska tsa rekiwa ko ntagala ha tsela Botswana thank you
yeah ke video a matlhale mamoalusi honorable member of parliament from Gange constituency also a farmer horticulture vegetables so I've been listening to the debates on the vegetable ban go bua batho ba ileng gore bontsi jwa bone ha ba they are not farmers so ga ba itse personally gore what impact has this vegetable ban had more farmer. And as a farmer, I have not benefited anything from the vegetable ban. Because market wa horticulture mo Botswana o controlwa ke di line. So go rekise ko one of these big shops, you need to have a line. You can go and register, it doesn't matter. They'll accept your papers. But hell for them to get your products on their shelves or something on a line. And a line here, you control ke Zimbabwe. So you have to get a Zimbabwean middleman. You'll run a line either go any of these shops, any of them. I believe if you take like Pick and Pay for example, Pick and Pay is not registering any new farmers for a whole year. But they are enough for the farmer to run the farmer too. Zimbabwe. They are not registering anyone. So you will never sell at Pick and Pay. So now vegetable ban, I don't care about it. Actually, I'm contemplating very hard for get to hire family. Horticulture because it's loss after loss after loss. Currently, as we speak, the line is and when you do your projections, you're looking at 70 to 80 pula per bag. You go to shops with a bag in Zimbabwe, it's 35 pula, by 70 pula or 80 pula, even 100 pula. So that's the sad thing about farming. So stop this vegetable ban. Let at least cover how we misa Botswana baba good kusone bata benefit ka the price tse di siame. Because right now as farmers, not as a farmer, maybe other farmers are benefiting. Not as a farmer, I'm not benefiting from those the vegetable ban. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Botswana's neighbor to the south is all smiles. South African International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola commended Botswana for fostering trade ties. Before the ban, Botswana accounted for 15% of South Africa's vegetable exports. During the ban, this figure plummeted, but it's now expected to rebound as trade normalizes. South Africa is also offering advanced agricultural technology partnerships to help Botswana boost local production. This will likely be on the agenda at the South Africa-Botswana Binational Commission in 2025. The economic implications of lifting the ban are already unfolding. While retailers and consumers welcome improved availability and stabilized prices, local farmers fear stiff competition. Retailers like CB Isaac in Gaborone have welcomed the move, saying local suppliers struggled to meet demand and often delivered subpar produce.
No, it's a good thing because how can level la kumpina harna stock o hela sisi serikare na le supplier le gore reliable harna cabbage mo shopong tamati harna tamati carrot le wena wa bona re faceitse hela ga gona stock sorry spinach ga se o rape ga eo ke dio hela tse le gore tota di sitse kgwebo kwa tase la ka o bona mo shopong ga gona di customer ba le ka gone gore ba tsamaye ba tsoma tsone tse bo di vegetables ka gonte yang mme ga ba di bone di a tura ha di tsena mo go rona re le spa re tsenya makaporo tsenya ha re o tsenya ba la ka di price mme tota re dirwa ke gore di price tsa rona tsa di local suppliers le bone ba sokola stoko se go se bona se ka gore tota le ha tsela Botswana ga se le ha tsele le nno etsenteng tota a di bodara di bulwe go nne le sengwe se le gore se ka dirwa.
Similarly, Ofimile Molotsana is optimistic, citing more consistent supply for their businesses.
The lifting of vegetable saga is very important because the more vegetable the more the price is important. So right now the price is and the vegetables they are short in the production the farmers are producing more. So if the vegetables they got from outside, there will be more available and there will be much more cheaper than ours here.
Ke mo strateng yela ke fila gore la ba tswetse go ntse ga re favor le mo strateng e bile ape go favor le ba ba lemile ene go nna le kganye ngwe ya gore la go tswetse a go bulelo mo eleng gore go shota thata let's say tamati a shota ke sineleng gore re le Batswana re palwa ke go itemela a re ne le tetlelo ya gore e ka bulelwa ya tsena gore go se ka ga sala go sena sepe ka kwa ya ka gona na go mo go shotang mo go dule mo seasoning ke tapo a go kana le tsamaiso gore tapo le bulelwa ka selekanyo se eleng gore se le kantso gore le ba ba ka kwana ba kgone ba nne le sabe mo thekisong ke go mo eleng gore tle gore favor gona le gore re bulele dio tsotlhela tse eleng gore ka kwana di teng ra go bola ba ba lemile ya ha o lemile o tshwana go re itse gore o lemile o rekisa ngwa rekisa ha ona le price a gago go fa mo ke a gago go fa mo o tsere mo go yena a rekisa go rekisa go pedi ke a gago go pedi se re ha on tekisitse so 5 pule bo bata re o bo limitele gore ke tlo se rekisa bokae hanga ka tura mo go heteletseng ke tshwantse ke tsenye profit a dintsana ke 10 ya a package last in 3 months back package ne ile 38
na ka bonna hela ke bona hore it's better ha ile hore di boda di bulwe adisina go bulwa ya no then Botswana they will learn from there go go na half ya gore at least di kgone go bulwa di bo di tswala 1 week di bulwa di tswa go se gone kwa thusa hore ba kgone go choose hape ba kgone go bona the vegetables they didn't our company even local ya thing is very expensive. Eating is not good quality, happy is expensive. So they should learn first. They are not also enough. They are not producing enough for the country. So they should do first produce enough. When they produce enough, then they can close the borders. That will be okay. Because company usambe kutlhaela. Akutlhaela yana batho ba sokola. Just imagine o reka tamati se 3 ka 10 po. Kone kwa re support disambe ditlhaela. Let them open the borders first. Then if our local producers, they are producing enough, then they can close.
However, Botswana Horticulture Council chairperson Mogomotsi Moatsui warns that unregulated imports could harm the local sector. Moatsui called for fair regulations to protect Botswana's farmers, many of whom manage their supply chains without adequate support.
Irile hela go sona go tswala melolwane ne ra le mogara bona le ba mabentele a matona a rekisang a ile go rana le masile wa go ka ithekisetsa ba lema mo go tona mo ileng gore ke ite ke re ga go to quality ya balemi ba Botswana ga ya siama ebe ke botsa gore e top tshwayang mo go ba ba itemelang ba ithekisetsa ka gore e se re toga re ipithela se ileng sa Botswana se sentle se rekiswa ka situ se ile gore gongwe se tasetsengwa e le moholela e be ile sone se se rekiswang go buela go godimo e nnete ke sa Batswana mme rona re le balemi re le ka go bua thata le gongwe ba re berekang le bone gore ba re thuse ka capacity ya go ka kgona go collectela e be re branda e be go na le traceability so that whenever we tell se se tswang go farmer yo monyane yo anda bohoko se na le stamp se se supang gore o tswa go bohoko mme bile the standard procedure ka be dirilo hela immediately kana ile gore gampeno ana re isiriwe ka gore bene e busula kana ga e busula ke gore re kwadise balemi botlhe e ne compulsory re kwadise molemi mongwe le mongwe e be re ha o tswa e be re go bolela gore wa go follow good agricultural practices is a standard sa go bobs so mongwe le mongwe ta mongwe tsena mo go timo o ta ba tsena tlamega gore the first standards tse ileng gore ke health and plant health are the safe. And we are only doing that because ga rena capacity le go ga government go ile gore ke bone ba tshwantse gore ba dire tsone dio tsenetse kana dithathobo tse di tshwantse gore di dire ke ba plant health le ba agrochemicals ba thato ba gore a me ga re spray e be re a go jesa batho gona le ditšhefi tsone dio tsone tse ga di dirwa di diragadiwa go gongwe wa go itela le gore bokete ja bene ga re sa tsora re thokana le go kola teng bokete ja lone thata ka gore se se rena le di procedures tse ileng gore re ipabaletse ka lone ka tsone as a sovereign nation we are a sovereign nation and we need to protect our agricultural land and by way of ban it was one done in a dirwa me re sa bone gore ra e dira gore di ji le malwetse a tsenang ka dio tse di tswa go mahasing a mangwe re ne re ntse re di latoletse kontle. Before that we have had incursion tsa bo tuta tsa bo fruit fly tse ne di taka di seedlings tse ne re di tsa kontle mme nna hela ebile bene ha ne ka re tsena ya no ya supa gore peo le yone re semola go itirela ka gore that's the basic source of production ebile ke yone e dirang gore ga ile gore ra go pallwa ke go dira dijo re palediswa ke gore peo ya teng ga re account e re direla ke mongwe a lebeletse ene di interest tsa gagwe so we need to narrow down and explain and expand the value chain properly so that sengwe le sengwe ga se tswa se tsena ga se tshwanetse go tsena teng sengwe le sengwe ga se tswa se tsena ga se tshwanetse go tsena teng.
The vegetable import ban was initially introduced under former President Mokgweetsi Masisi, aiming to strengthen Botswana's agricultural self-reliance.
Welcome. I wish you the best, and I want to really focus on our economic relations with South Africa, predicated on what we really see as an adjusted outlook by ourselves. We feel ourselves to be more able. We feel ourselves to be much more resolute about our commitment to industrialize and value add, within country. We feel there is a need to more deeply engage South Africa for them to appreciate that we need to level the playing field for trade, and they need to understand where this vegetable restriction comes from, and that we're really committed to enhancing it within the framework of the SACCO rules, which allows for infant industry protection. But also, just out of fairness, if you look at the balance of trade, there has been historic inequity, and I don't wish that they want to maintain that. It's not in their interest, it's not in our interest. So they need to be engaged, and I want you to be quite forthright, consummate though, in that engagement to make it clear that we really want to enhance our trade-off in the trade that we engage with them. And we're open to, obviously, discussions, but we cannot go on with business as it has been. It's plainly unacceptable to us. We may be small, relative to them, but the rules that we apply are consistent with all the instruments that we have signed off with them. But it has got to change. We are people deserving, and I think they are people deserving of recognition and appreciation of the enormity of support we've given to the economy over our lifetimes and more.
The government even launched initiatives like the Letsema Horticultural Market through the Citizen Entrepreneurial Development Agency.
Hello everyone, my name is Tabo. I'm here at Letsema Horticultural Market, and today is the launch of the market, and it's a very, very good day for all the farmers in this country. The reason why we launched this particular market is because, the market for horticulture has been there ever since independence, but it has been fragmented because it has been controlled by a few players. Now, what we wanted to do as an institution, as SEDA, was that we are funding a lot more farmers, and we found that their loans are not getting paid because, they can't penetrate the market that is there. The country recently, did what we call a vegetable ban, or in terms of the importation of vegetables, and we saw an import bill reduction by almost 70%. Now, what that basically means is that it was the intention of government that the import bill should actually benefit the primary producers. However, we realized that it was not necessarily translating to the primary producers because the market is disjointed. We decided to come up with the horticultural market, specifically targeting emerging farmers. These are small farmers, medium-scale farmers, and commercial farmers. Now, the majority of what is going to be bought from farmers has to come from the emerging farmers, because that is where you have all these farmers that own between 0.something hectares to 5 hectares. Those are the emerging farmers or small-scale farmers. Now, what is going to happen is that all the farmers or registered farmers are going to register for their produce here. They will deliver their produce to this particular market. We will not return anyone. We will be paying for all the produce that comes here, and it will be graded. All the safety standards will be of the highest order. And after grading, we will decide whether the produce goes for processing or it goes into the retail shop. Now, the issue around the objectives of this farmers market is that it must enhance return on investment on the horticultural investments for the primary producer and for SEDA and consequently for government. What we intend to do is that we must make sure that the produce that comes here is safe, of the highest quality, such that when consumers have it, they must be assured of its safety, and the quality should be of the highest standard. Now, in terms of the second aspect, if, for instance, a lower grade produce has been supplied here, we will not return the producer. We will take that second grade now for the processing aspect, because we are trying to eliminate or reduce what you call post-harvest losses. Farmers have been losing a lot of money around second grade tomatoes or potatoes or cabbage or lettuce, whatever you name it. Now, the other aspect is that this particular market is going to now create a stable supply of produce and stable demand of produce. And in that way, you are guaranteeing sustainability towards the producer. They can be able to go to banks, they can use their pension money, they can use their savings, well guaranteed that there's an off-taker. This market is going to be inclusive. It's not going to look at the big guys only. In fact, the big guys will only, or the big commercial farmers, would constitute a smaller percentage of the people that we are going to buy from. We are going to be looking for targeted citizens. These are emerging farmers, small and medium scale farmers. And then what will then happen is that there is going to what you call a grower development program, where with the assistance of local enterprise authority, we will go to the farmer, sit with them, enhance their record keeping, we train them, we make sure that they understand exactly what they need to input into the soil for the produce to flourish to a certain stage. Exactly. So we'll do that consistently throughout. It's going to benefit us because we need quality produce. and we need safe produce for the consumers. Now, in terms of the way it is going to operate, it's going to be a cashless environment. We'll use every medium of exchange that is available currently through your e-wallets, your phones, smartphones, your EFTs, and that way we are basically saying the person who delivers here must be paid the same day, so that they are able to revolve the business, the ecosystem. They are able to go and buy inputs into the farms and be able to plow again or plant again. So in that way, you are basically saying the farmer is guaranteed of a market. They get paid instantly. They go to the farms. They start again. It will encourage some of us that have been in the jobs for far too long and we're very uncomfortable with going to farm, because we've got guaranteed market. You can actually process your own paycheck. Why not? You can actually increase your paycheck tenfold. Why not? Let me not complain about how much I earn in my job every day. I can come and make lots and lots of money in this particular market. In year one, we expect to generate around 129 million of revenue. Now, imagine how much would have been paid to the primary producers. Instantly. That is what is important. Instantly. And for us, as a development financing institution, what I've committed on behalf of everyone is that the horticultural producers that have been struggling with their facilities from us, we will look at how we are going to restructure them now, because we've got a captive market. They will be guaranteed of better prices, they will be guaranteed of easier payment, and they will be guaranteed of grower development training programs. Thank you.
The current administration argues that lifting the ban aligns with broader trade objectives, but questions remain about the policy's long-term impact. As Botswana navigates these challenges, the spotlight remains on balancing consumer demands, farmer protections, and regional trade dynamics. The stakes couldn't be higher for the country's agricultural future. What do you think, SnapFlash fam? Should Botswana stick to protecting its farmers, or is opening up imports the right call? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on stories that matter. Keep questioning and stay informed.